news. Share good vibes, share good news.
Sharing good vibes, sharing good news, sharing from the city.
Kasi Father, may kilala po ako na nasa puso po niya hanggang ngayon yung konsensya. Kasi siya po yung time po ng COVID, kasagsagan po ng COVID, ang tatay po niya, siya lang po ang nagbabantay. Lahat po ng mga kapatid po niya ay pumunta ng ospital. Siya lang po
Mabuti pinayagan siya.
siya lang po ang nandoon within sa hospital po, pero wala po siya sa loob.
Okay.
So, siya lang po nandoon. Natatakot po yung mga kapatid niya. Ang nangyari po, tinatawagan po niya yung mga kapatid niya para sabihin na, samahan niyo ako dito kahit sa labas lang, para hindi lang ako nagde-decide.
Okay.
Kasi bunso po siya.
Okay.
Kasi sabi daw, kailangan, pwede nang tanggalin dahil nahihirapan na daw po ang pasyente.
Okay.
So, she was given a chance, hindi ko alam through a glass or ano.
Tutok.
Oh, hindi tutok. To see.
Okay.
To see lang po. To see. Then through the phone, kinausap niya po yung mga kapatid niya, sinabi niya yung sitwasyon. Sinabi niya yung sitwasyon. And they all decided through the phone na ikaw na mag-decide dahil ikaw nakakakita kung ano nangyayari. So, tinanggal.
Tinanggal, okay.
Namatay.
Namatay.
Opo.
It was the only device that sustains the life of the patient.
Yes po.
Yung ventilator na tinatawag.
Opo,
Okay.
opo.
Ventilated to have oxygen, etc.
Opo.
And that is always an issue, not only during COVID, but in all cases in which the patient has been hooked into a ventilator and that is underlying condition, some comatose because of stroke or because of heart attack, etc. And the patient is incompetent, cannot decide for himself, etc. And that happens. And the only ones who are supposed to decide is the next of kin.
The nearest.
The next of kin. The husband, wife, husband. Or, if there is no wife or husband, the children of major age. Pag wala ng children of major age, the parents of major age. Okay. Yun ang
Hierarchy.
hierarchy. Yun ang hierarchy. The next of kin.
Opo.
Okay. So, I'm sure that the doctor must have also communicated to this guy who is there, the person who is there in the hospital.
Opo. The woman.
The woman, or probably the doctor who was present.
Opo.
I'm sure, as I've said, the doctor must be communicating to her that we have done everything,
Opo.
that this device is the only one sustaining life. You remove it, it's going to die. So in other words, it's going to die because on the system, the body can't anymore support life.
Opo. Opo.
Kuha na lang, life-sustaining device lang, which is
Opo.
the ventilator.
Opo.
Ngayon, the problema is the only one
Opo.
deciding.
Opo.
But among is that the children or the siblings have already decided, bahala ka na, ikaw nang
Delegated decision.
yung tinatawag sa bioethics na proxy consent.
Proxy.
Proxy consent. Or surrogate.
Okay po.
He can decide. He can decide.
Opo.
But the problem is, he was the one carrying all the burden.
Yes po.
Okay. And he felt that his conscience was bothering him.
Yes po.
That happens when the doctor is unable to make explanation to the person. Which from the very beginning, the best way to do it is there has to be a family conference.
Conference.
Kaya tawag na junta. Family conference. In which, let's say in that case, the man who is about to die or is in the verge of dying, the children of major age must be the one to talk it over. Okay? This one has not been done by the doctor. That's why there is a conflict. Mahala ka na dyan, nandiyan ka naman. So, it was actually giving responsibility to one person rather than putting the responsibility to all the siblings.
To the community, including the doctor.
Including the doctor. That should be the one. The doctor or the healthcare team attending medical
Yes.
doctor, the family, and of course, if competent pa yung patient, the patient.
Patient.
But hindi siya competent. So the doctor and the family. Ayun.
Father, dito po ako may tanong. Saan po papasok dito yung milagro?
That is another issue, okay? That's why we usually have, well, pray.
Anointing the sick.
Okay.
Merong
When it's
sabihin.
anointing, may sacraments, pray. Pray makes wonders. Okay. While the medical science tries its best to do everything that it can, but medical science is not the cure-all and be-all in treatment. Medical science has limits. Once the medical science reaches the limit, it's time to make decision. And that's the time that you have to talk to the family.
Father, klaro ko lang po, mga padre. Yung anointing of the sick, hindi lang mo yung binibigay pag mamamatay ka na.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay po. Kasi po, pag naiisip ko yung anointing of the sick, binibigyan ako ng anointing of the sick.
It's the last rite.
Ito na po yun, mamamatay na po ako. Di ba parang ganun po
Yun
yun?
ang concept dati, kaya the old name was extreme unction.
Opo.
At the point of death ka na.
Opo.
Kaya pinalitan ng ng
Anointing
name.
of the sick.
Anointing of
Anyone
the sick.
who is sick, even just old, you can ask for anointing.
Yes.
Kahit ubo lang?
Yes.
Yes.
So ibig sabihin po, anointing of the sick is really asking prayers for
Oh.
you to get healed.
Yes.
Ayan, klaro po
To be
yan,
stronger.
ah.
To be
Stronger. Morally, spiritually, etc. And because when there is the element of moral, spiritual, the likelihood of cure is higher.
Opo.
And that has been done in many research and even in Harvard.
Ulitin niyo, Father, morally and...
Morally,
Spiritual.
spiritually, it strengthens you. Why is that? When there is a person who is there, praying for you, caring for you, accompanying you, it lifts yourself, it lifts your being. It produces scientific element, which is the serotonin. Serotonin is the happy hormone.
Serotonin.
Yes, serotonin. A happy hormone
Serotonin.
is one that you develop inside when you are inspired, when you are encouraged, when you are lifted up. It produces that. And it contributes to healing. That is the scientific dimension of spirituality in medicine. Okay? And that's the serotonin.
Very interesting.
So, kailangan talang dasal, di ba? Importante
Correct.
pagdarasal. It really helps. Ito tinatawag naman psychosomatic relationship. The body parang cooperates when the mind or the spirit is strong. The body also is strengthened by it. Okay, and that
Scientific yan.
explanation is yung serotonin. Ano ba yan?
Serotonin.
Serotonin.
Gagamitin ko po yan.
Yes. That's why whenever a person, for example, you encourage a person who is so low, when you try to inspire a person, it lifts him up, makes him stronger. The same thing happens among the sick. And there have been more than 1,000 studies that have been done to prove the relevance and importance of spirituality in medicine. You will know that a doctor who prays for his patient, the likelihood of improvement of the patient is 32%. That's very high. So pag nabigyan kang 32%, all the elements in your body becomes positive.
Yes po.
And that is an element for healing.
Mhm.
That's an element for healing. As compared to those who do not have any companions or who are alone, etc., etc., there is no way to lift the person up. And he's really going down, 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 until he dies. And that's the, as I've said, that's the importance and the value of spirituality, of prayers. There have been a lot of studies about that.
Serotonin.
Serotonin.
Serotonin. Kaya pala, so ibig sabihin din, Father, kaya pala mahaba din ang buhay ng maraming Pilipino na kasama ang mga magulang.
Yes, that's part.
Totoo pala
Yes,
yun.
totoo yan. Kasi, yung social life is part of one's human dimension. Physical, social, moral, spiritual. Dimensions yun ng tao. And you have to excel in those if you want to live a quality life. Kung physical lang ng physical, tulong mo ka, tataba ka.
Opo.
Pero kung walang moral, wala kang disiplina, you're just going to suffer for it. It has to be a balance of this dimension in one's humanity. Okay? Otherwise, wala. Disoriented ka, broken ka, because your dimensions are not intertwined with each other. That's the way it should be. That's why even in medicine, even among patients, very important siya. Very important siya. Magkaroon ng spirituality, prayers, okay? People who pray for you, etc. And if you know it, wow. After all, there are so many people who are around me, social support na tinatawag, and there is a reason for you to live. But if you feel abandoned, nobody comes, right? What's the reason for you to live?
May purpose.
Okay? That's the way it should be. I teach that among students, and even when I was a chaplain for the time.
Kaya nga importante yung yung visiting the sick,
Yes.
di ba? Yung isa sa mga
Corporal works.
corporal works of mercy, visiting the sick, importante yun. Because it really helps the healing of a person.
Yung visiting the sick pala, not just because you're visiting, but because you are encouraging.
Yes.
Kasi yun yung term pa ni Father, encouraging.
Encourages you that you have reason to live.
Yun, encouraging.
So you help in the healing
It helps
of
in
the
the
sick
healing.
person.
Mas naiintindihan na natin kung bakit. Di ba po? Father, ito may isa pa akong question. Meron po, di ba, meron mga cases na, for example, buntis po ako, mga anak ako, I have to, meron pong choices kung ang kailangan lang pwedeng mabuhay, yung nanay o yung bata. Di ba, may ganun po.
Mga tinatawag sa bioethics ng maternal-fetal conflict.
O nga naman, conflict
Mother
na.
at saka fetus.
Opo, paano?
Nagka-conflict. Example, okay. When, let's say a mother who happens to be pregnant,
Opo.
and in the diagnosis, she was found to have cancerous cells in her uterus.
Opo.
So, and the doctor says that we have to do something with your cancer because it's going to spread.
Opo.
So, what are you going to do? So, maternal fetal conflict. You do the operation, you remove the cancer cells, you might also kill
The
the
baby.
baby. If you let go until the full term, it may well be that by that full term, the cancer has already spread.
Has reached stage 4.
Okay, it can reach to third stage, fourth stage. So, tinatawag na maternal fetal conflict. Or those with breast cancer. So, sabi ng doktor, it is much better that we have to treat you medically, manage you well, by terminating pregnancy.
Is that morally?
It cannot be acceptable morally.
So ano po?
It's a moral question talaga.
Bakit ganito?
So,
Ganito yun. May cancer ka sa breast.
Opo.
Ano pakialam ng baby?
Kaya nga po, so
Treat the breast.
Opo.
Treat the breast.
Opo.
And whatever happens to the baby, then you follow the principle of double effect.
Okay.
Yan sa bioethics.
Ano yung sabihin ng double effect?
Principle of double effect, ganito yun. Ang principle of double effect, may two effects. One is good, one is bad, or one is beneficial, one is harmful. With one procedure, dalawang effects will result.
Yes.
The good and the bad.
Yes.
Okay. In the case of the breast cancer, as I said, treat the breast because it's the breast that is diseased. If there is something that happens through chemotherapy, nangyari o naapektuhan ang baby, let it be. Because your purpose is not to directly terminate the baby.
Okay.
It is the indirect result of a good procedure
Okay.
that is acceptable.
Yes.
Okay. But, if you say, when may cancer ka, we would like to manage you well, let us terminate pregnancy. That cannot be direct yun.
Direct.
Opo.
Ang purpose. Hindi
Opo.
pwede.
Opo.
And those are dilemmas which doctors must know. And there are gynecologists who are ignorant about this principle.
Naintindihan niyo po yun. Ayan ha.
And the gynecologists should know, and they should also be educated into bioethics.
Naku, ayan po, naintindihan niyo
Okay,
po.
naintindihan natin.
Bioethics.
Oh.
Okay, breast first, no termination,
Correct.
not morally correct. Klaro yan.
Oh, klaro yan. Klaro
Two
yan.
effects.
So the first intention and direct intention must be the good intention.
Oh, yeah, that's a good intention.
Ah.
Even if the...
That with the
but-
healing of the breast.
Opo, ulitin po natin. The first intention must be
for the good,
The
for
good.
the beneficial effect.
for the beneficial effect. Whatever is the side effect,
Mm-mm.
Secondary.
secondary.
And we did not intend that to happen.
Okay po.
It is complicit or it is necessary to the first procedure because you cannot do this unless something can happen. Hindi pure you, hindi ibig sabihin, good ka lang. So there is no double effect and there is not even an issue. Let me give you another example which will clear everything. Ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that occurs in the fallopian tube. 92% of them occurs there. But some also occurs somewhere else. Ang ectopic pregnancy, it occurs somewhere else. It
Saan
could be-
po?
It's outside the uterus, is that it?
Outside the uterus.
Outside.
Ectopic pregnancy.
Yes.
Kaya nga,
It could be in the ovary,
X,
it could be in the ovary, it could be in the cervix, it could be somewhere else. But most of which, 92%, would occur in the fallopian tube.
Okay po.
In other words, the sperm and the egg met in the fallopian tube, and the fetus was not able to travel to be embedded into the uterus.
Okay po.
So, it stayed in the uterus, and because it is already alive,
Okay po.
it grows.
Okay po.
When something grows, it is alive.
Yes po.
Okay, okay. So, when something grows, it is alive.
So ako pala hindi na ako alam, hindi ako nag-grow.
5'2 naman, 5'3 naman gawin. Okay. Sign of life is growth.
Lagot tayo dyan. Okay po.
And that's why you say that the fetus is not life. It must be moronic.
Moronic.
Because the fetus grows.
Okay po.
It must be alive.
Opo.
And that life is human.
Opo.
Okay. So abortion is evil. Okay. Now, let's go back. So, if the fetus stays in the fallopian tube, it's going to grow, and grow. Up to how many weeks? Even to up to 2 months. It grows. When it grows, the result is that the fallopian tube becomes thin. Okay?
Okay po.
If you allow it to grow even, it's going to rupture.
Yes po.
When it ruptures, it is toxic.
Yes po.
It can kill the mother.
Yes po.
Okay. So what happens? Pregnant. ectopic pregnancy, what do? You try to do something about the pregnancy. What do? Do you want to remove the fetus? No. Because if you remove the fetus, that is direct
Abortion.
abortion yan.
Opo.
What do? Fix the fallopian tube.
How will you fix the fallopian tube?
You remove the fallopian tube and attach it, and the result is the loss of the baby. But the loss of the baby is indirect. Because what you want to do is to fix the fallopian tube, which equals to the health of the mother.
Ulitin natin. Ulitin natin, Father. So, you will not remove the baby
Okay. You will not, because that will be equivalent
to
to
abortion.
abortion.
So, again, the intention.
Yes.
Babalik
Yes.
na naman tayo dapat doon
Because
sa...
this is na yung yung fallopian tube. Thin, very thin na eh.
Yes po.
You fix that,
You fix the fallopian tube.
remove it, put an incision, and then you can remove the baby, fix it, and then, principle of a double effect, you're after the good or the health of the mother, but in the process, you lose the baby.
So, yun po ang mas tama.
Tama yun.
Yun ang tama.
Yes.
In the process, you will lose the baby. Pero sabi ng mga doktor, pareho lang yun eh.
Hindi pareho. Ang intensyon natin, hindi pareho. Anong intensyon natin? After the benefit, first. We did not intend to kill the baby.
We intend to fix the fallopian tube.
Yes. Which is equivalent to the life of the mother.
Importante kasi ang intention sa morality.
Okay, Father.
No.
So, naiintindihan ko na. So, dapat ang move at ang ginagawa po natin, not even doctors, kahit po tayo mga normal na tao, yung whatever your job is the purity of your intention.
Yes, always, always. But the purity of the intention must be directed towards what is good and beneficial. And never the bad or the harmful. The harmful or the bad only comes as a consequence of a good procedure. Do you want me to give another example?
Opo.
Simple.
Sige po.
You may have sinusitis, correct?
Opo.
Okay. You are very uncomfortable.
Opo.
Sinusitis. So what do? You take allergy tablets.
Opo.
When you take the allergy tablets, there are two things that can happen. It can relieve you of your sinusitis in 30 minutes, okay ka na.
Opo.
But, by taking the allergy tablets, you're going to be sleepy, you cannot drive.
Opo.
Correct?
True.
Okay? You cannot drive. In other words, you were not after not driving. You were after the comfort afterwards. You become comfortable, you will relieve of your
Sinus.
sinus.
Opo.
And you're okay. You just sleep it out. Sleep. And then you will be okay. Even if you feel
Drowsy.
drowsy, something like that. You cannot drive, you cannot study. But that is the consequence of a good. You were not after the bad, but you were after the good.
Naiintindihan ko yung Father.
Okay.
Sobrang naiintindihan ko yung ano na yun, yung example na yun, Father.
Okay.
Kasi meron po akong allergy, Father.
Yes,
So, every time inaatake ako ng allergy, kung nasa taping ako, ang nangyayari po, hindi ako nagtitake. Why?
Singit ka ng singot.
Kasi po, aantukin ako,
O correct.
hindi po ako makapag-taping.
Ayun. Okay.
Kasi nangyari na po sa akin,
Oo.
na nag-take po ako,
Nanto ka.
tulog po ako sa eksena.
Pinatulog ka na lang sa eksena.
Hindi, Father, totoo po ito.
Totoo yan.
Totoo po talaga, hindi ko po malabanan.
Yung malaman.
Hindi ko po
Of course,
Kaya
malabanan.
take it pag wala kang very important thing to do.
Oo,
Okay.
ang hirap po labanan eh.
Kasi yung nerves mo ay pinarelax
Opo.
ng medicine na yun na may steroids.
May steroids.
Marami steroids yun.
Yun o. Kasi sa pollen yata ko, yung kasi
Sa
nasa ano
pollen,
kami eh, nasa parang
Oo.
Field
Okay.
kayo.
gubat.
Mm.
Gubat sa mga pollen yata.
Okay.
So, mas naiintindihan ko na ko.
So, ganun. So, the principle of double effect is applied to many cases. As a matter of fact, it is applied to all medical procedures.
Ano pa ang medical procedures? For example,
For example, surgery, okay, or taking medicine, okay, or surgery, for example, amputation of
Yes,
a
yan.
diabetic foot.
yan.
Oh, okay,
yan,
yan.
amputation.
Okay.
Sige po.
Okay, what do you want? To have the diabetic foot, but you're always in pain, you're infected, you're weak, you cannot work. So what you want to do is remove it. By amputating it, you can become normal, you can work, etc. etc. That is the consequence of amputation, surgery, but you lose your foot.
So the primary effect, which is your intention, is that you can be healed, you can work and live as normally as you can. But the bad consequence is that you will lose one foot.
Okay. Anong gusto mo? Palagi ka masakit? You will be bedridden. I would have my foot amputated.
Fathers, ano nga pala yung apat po? Morally,
Physically,
physically,
socially, morally, spiritually. Dimension ng isang tao yan. Dapat balance tayo ng lahat. Hindi naman palaging spiritual na nandun ka palagi sa simbahan.
Sa chapel.
Hindi ka nagtatrabaho. You will go to hell.
Kasi hindi mo nagagampanan yung ibang
Yes.
obligations.
Oo, sagot mo yung pamilya mo.
Sa family,
Yes,
for
social
example.
yun, social.
Oo.
So, in other words, i-balance mo yung dimension ng isang tao.
Opo, opo.
Kasi hindi naman tayo simpleng amoeba o bulate na napakasimple ang buhay.
Opo.
Pero tayo, ang dami natin dimension.
Opo.
Iba tayo sa lahat. Wala tayong katulad.
We have different offices in our lives. Kumbaga, di ba ho?
Kaya yun, dahil we have different dimensions, yun, what you call this, fulfill, satisfy the needs of those dimensions. Maliwanag yan sa principle ni Abraham Maslow.
Sino man po yun?
Abraham Maslow was a psychologist who was the one responsible for coining the hierarchy of needs.
Hierarchy of needs, yes.
Maganda hanggang ngayon, ginagamit yan sa eskwelahan, sa kwan. Because far-reaching ang kanyang value at sa kanyang truth and application.
Okay po.
Ano ang hierarchy of needs? As a human being, you have to fulfill the needs of physiological needs, which is physiological, body, rest, etc. Your safety and security needs. You have to be safe in your person, in your property. Social, you have to belong. You must be loved and be loved. You must love and be loved. And then, you have to secure your esteem, reputation, and name. Part yan ng isang tao. Kaya nagagalit tayo pag naiinsulto tayo. Nakakiliti ka lang ng konti, nagagalit ka na, gusto mo nang bumawi. And the highest, which is the self-actualization. The privilege to develop oneself.
Self-actualization.
Anong mga talents mo? I-develop mo. Anong mga aptitudes mo? I-develop mo. Magaling ka sa media? I-develop mo. Huwag mo pabayaan.
Parang pinagagalitan ako.
Siyempre.
Dalawa po sila. Nag-iisa lang po ako.
Ako rin nga parang napapagalitan na.
Parang napapagalitan ka rin.
Meron kang talent mag-write. Write. Self-actualization. Nobody else is going to do it.
Opo.
So, those are the needs.
Mauna na po ako, i-develop ko na. Parang napapagalitan ako.
Siguro we can discuss that in
Yes,
another
sure.
episode. That, no, the dimensions of a human being.
Opo.
So for now, we end this episode.
Opo.
And we thank Father Manlangit for giving us insights and knowledge about, yung how to decide
Yes.
regarding yung mga nakakabit sa mga may sakit na mamamatay na.
Yung bioethics, very interesting. Alam niyo po, no? Na marami palang doktor din po ang hindi nakakaalam nito.
Yes.
Na
Yes,
sana po ay mapanood niyo po ang episode na ito para alam niyo po na bago niyo pitanggal ng bata, abortion po yon, ayusin niyo muna ang fallopian tube.
Yung principle of double effect, no?
Double
Sa
effect.
ating Father Manlangit.
And yung term niyo po kanina na ginamit as first the intention.
Intention.
The intention.
First
should-
intention.
First intention should be good and yung ano po.
Useful.
Useful. Yun po.
Okay, so with that, we end this episode. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood sa amin. Sana po ay marami kayong napulot na madadalhin nyo kahit saan kayo pumunta. To make your life easier, your decision making, your consciences lighter because you made the right decisions regarding life and death. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Mag-pray mo muna kayo.
Yes, and then we pray.
Kayo na po. Sana lang po sa inyo po.
Panginoon, maraming po salamat sa mga kaalaman na ibinigay po niyo sa amin sa pamamagitan ni Father Jerry Manlangit na isang expert sa bioethics po. Isa pong very rare opportunity na makapakinig po kami sa ganitong mga guests sapagkat marami talaga po kami natututunan tungkol sa buhay ng tao. Maraming salamat po, Panginoon. Thank you very much. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.